Okay, okay. Hello, everyone. How are we all doing tonight? Oh, goodness gracious. Forgive me. I'm like having to switch gears right now. I'm working on some of my stuff for my new model, and it has just been a wild, wild ride. I'm not forgiven. But no, I think we are all raring to go. I'm just trying to get the last few things on my side, making sure everything's good. Because I swear, every time, because this is not like my computer's not a desktop. Here and there, like when I like plug stuff in and disconnect stuff, OBS is like, what do I do? Like, what do you want me to remember, and what do you not want me to remember? So it's a little crazy. But okay, let me crack open this Dr. Pepper that I have. Oh, you guys can't hear it, but damn, them violins going hard right now for Vampyr. So, I know this was yesterday, but if you all missed yesterday, yesterday we finished some stuff up at the morgue, and we also finished some stuff up at the hospital, as well as going into the sewers, saving a guy, and also learning that Dorothy Crane is apparently running an illegal sort of pharmacy, and she might be stealing things from the hospital, and she is also blackmailing Lady Ashbury. So, we are going to get back into that this episode of the stream, and we are just going to get to it. So let me switch us over. Let's see. There we go. Okay, sorry. I don't know why. The games take a second to like come back. Okay. Let me know if everything sounds good, if I need to turn anything up, turn anything down. Let me know. Cool. Whitechapel, District Serious. Oh. Oh, he dead. Okay, just go this way. Wow, there's a lot of dead people in
As long as you have the money.
So last time we talked with Loretta, but I didn't really go into it because I got hangry. So let's talk to her.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Okay.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Wow, what a thing. Wow, she's locked up tighter on hints than anything else. Okay.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Okay. So she's selling like a lot of she's selling a lot of ingredients from codeine to potassium pomegranate, agrotymine, opium. Wow, that's like really things down to like their most basic level. Okay.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
There's bronchitis. Ow.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
So we gotta go talk to that guy and maybe we'll learn.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
I don't have your money. Come on, Barrett, you know the game. Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Okay, so we know more about the dude he was just talking
As
to.
a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
New
Have you
investigation.
been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell.
I downloaded
Those
this
men
game,
were
but I don't know if I'll
raving
play it.
lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to
It's-
speak anymore, just screaming.
The thing with Vampyr that I think is interesting is, unlike Life is Strange, which has been our past 3 games, yeah, there's a lot of talking, there's a lot of dialogue, but you have to look at this game as one part mystery, one part RPG, and I think if you aren't gonna like the mystery aspect of it, you don't really get to help the areas that much. But sometimes I usually think like, if this isn't the game for you where you're like certain you'd like to play it, it's always good to watch and just kind of have it on in the background. But I love these type of games. And I know on console I've had a lot of issues. On computer it hasn't crashed yet, but on console it would crash a lot.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
Yes, she's a nurse, and quite a good one. What did she do to gain such notoriety?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis. Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Aren't you just a ray of fucking
May
sunshine?
I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
Oh, Jesus.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Wow.
You survive at any cost, even at the expense of others. Perhaps that's just the law of nature.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane. Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Goodbye, Mr.
Who's that? Joe's going somewhere.
You're late. Where's my money?
Oh no, he's just doing that. Okay. I thought he was going somewhere. Let's talk back to him, see if he does
Fancy
anything.
buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you? Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against the wet boot boy.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Without making excuses for him, it's safe to say that despair can poison even the sanest mind.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Okay. There's a boy just... Oh. Oh. Investigation. Like the kid can't see me through the fucking window, but whatever.
So you only hurt people because you care about me? Is that it?
Don't be such a brat. I do what I must to provide us with food and medicine, that's all.
Mum would never have let you bully an old friend like Mr. Lewis. Shame on you.
Harry, I'm your father and I love you. But don't you ever speak to me like that again.
What? You're gonna beat me too?
Jesus. Give me patience.
I suspect they would rather not be disturbed for now.
Guess I gotta wait for Joe to leave before I beat, and I guess that's how I talk to Harry, is he'd come downstairs. Hey Alan, how you doing?
You again? What do you want this time?
Why is your relationship with your son so difficult?
Harry and I are so different. Sometimes I wonder if he's my own blood. Seems he's ashamed to be my son.
Why not change that then? If you used your strength to do good, perhaps Harry wouldn't feel that way about you.
How dare you tell me what I should or shouldn't do with my boy? Who the fuck are you to interfere like that?
I mean no harm to your family. But if you want my advice, this is no place to raise a child.
No matter where we live, Harry will always be sick and frail. At least here, I'm respected. And no one will ever dare touch him.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson. Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in.
Wow, the lighting on the pads on the shoulders are great.
Your only pain and suffering in this world.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Oh, wow. You are quite the blunt.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
I'm sure your father did his best when he found this house. Times are tough for everyone, young man.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody, frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Damn it, Branton. Fucking damn it. That's how you're gonna enter every time, you fucking bitch.
You and your father have a difficult relationship, Harry. Tell me, did he ever hurt you?
No, never. My father can be brutal and rude, violent even. But he never touched an hair on my head.
What is going on between you two then?
It's his job, if you can call it a job. He bullies people. Men and women we know, like poor Mr. Lewis. It's just not right.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this
He's
world?
got fatigue. Shoot. We don't have... Yeah, we don't have any treatments for fatigue on us. I'm curious. Yeah, there's a hideout here.
It's locked.
Oh, you bitch. Okay. Why is... Do I need to go somewhere else to unlock it? Okay, hold on. My fucking head itches. Okay, sorry.
As long as you have the money.
Why can't I go in here? There aren't many houses in this game that like you go into. Large boxed pills. And that's the gate we can't open, but...
I cannot enter.
Damn, okay, I guess we can't use that safe house. That kind of sucks. What are we gonna find? Dead inside? Same though. Jesus. Well, I guess this is the hideout. Just wish it wasn't above 1,000 pounds of dead bodies, but looks like we can make... Shoot, let's see. Fatigue, bronchitis, migraine, and fatigue. Oh god. I'm gonna need to start like... So we need fatigue... 2 for fatigue, 1 for bronchitis, 1 for migraine. So... we don't even have the migraine cure yet. We only got fatigue, amnesia, and sepsis. So yeah, we can't even take care of bronchitis or migraines. We can do the 2 fatigue ones though, which that will at least boost up the town. So we can try that. Excuse me. Whoa, Jonathan. Jesus. This game's fun, but it ain't without its jank.
Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Okay, let's talk to him. We need to give him a medical checkup.
I'm not bothered.
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so...
Let's give you medicine.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Okay, note to self. Do not want to live in Britain during this time.
Goodbye.
Even
Depressing as fuck. No, it was the other kid, the one that almost got shot. We'll go to him, give him this medication. I think it's this way. It's Darius.
When science fails you, this
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
There you go.
Nah, Britain
Let's
has
hope
always
nobody steals it from
been
you.
depressed.
Very
That's
funny.
why they... Damn! Hitting with the hard facts in chat today.
I'm not dying some piss stinking alley reeking worse than a week old lady. is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Oh, that's a steeple.
Don't be afraid. Fancy buying something, sir?
You never... What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Well, at least you're honest there.
Goodbye.
You again?
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Goodbye.
Let's fuck around with a priest.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan
And he
Wheaton,
touches
and
kids.
I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled
Shut
in
up.
causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Lovely. Always love. Man's just full on the fucking priest from the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about...
I am. Have you any friends? Any family?
Minus the good singing. Yes, Hunchback of Notre Dame has amazing singing.
But I have
Really
a disciple
dark
I
movie
see as
though,
my son.
for like a what I would consider a kids
So
movie.
devoted.
Good movie though.
I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Wow, you sound crazy.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad. And
my son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the street.
God, listening to this guy makes me just want to punch something.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
It is true. I can unalive him. So look at this man. All snazzy, suit, tie. Fucking cool ass, like, bronze round-rimmed glasses. Neat.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
I served in France. Our top priority must be to put an end to this butchery. This war must stop now.
Sir, streets are a battlefield too. An invisible and untold war is going on, and it must be stopped.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
Oh, cool.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I must confess, some of my rational views have been shaken by recent events.
I'll remember to stay away from the district's roughest streets then.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious, never goes out, doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days,
You can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out, man. Sounds like me. I talked with I think it was a few friends on a different Discord server. But I was talking about like before COVID, I was this like I want to see the world like wild child, and I was pretty happy that my college let me have an excuse to go to New York City for basically an art program where we'd go there, we'd take pictures, you know, prove that we went, all that fun stuff, and we then would like take a picture of like the like memoir of the photo, who it's by, all that stuff, and it was so cool to see New York. Granted, movies make New York City look a lot more like lavish than it really is, specifically Manhattan, but it was fun. And then COVID happened, and then the world seemed to like, minus the fact that I became chronically online in 2020 and 2021 to the point where I had to start stepping back and really curating what I saw, because literally all I was seeing during the pandemic was American crazy politics, war, sadness, and it's still very prevalent a thing. I'm not going to dismiss that in any way, but like what they talk about, God, it makes me miss like the sort of wild wanting to go places, like wanting to go to conventions, or wanting to like, you know, see the West Coast, or see like Colorado or Arizona or New Mexico, or even going to Cali or Washington State. But it's like nowadays just everything seems so dangerous, and I do become a person that's like, I don't want to go outside. If I do, it's like I want to go to places where I can go with friends, or I can be safe, or there's group in numbers. But even that's a rare case these days. And most of the examples that I would have where I'd go see friends would cost a lot of money. Or at least I feel personally, unlike when I go see my friends Santiago and Alec, the next town over from me, yeah, that's chill, we'll play card games, we'll have drinks and all that stuff. And like, that's stuff I like. But I feel like a lot of the stuff that I would do, like I'd have to fly, which I'm terrified of flying, or I'd have to, you know, or it's like conventions or whatnot, and that's a lot of money, so it's a lot. I'm sure I'll plan things better once I, you know, have a stronger foundation again, but I'm not gonna lie to you, COVID rocked my foundation.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Goodbye, mister.
Yeah, same, but I'm glad I got to travel. You were definitely the jet setter this year. And not like in a bad way or anything, it's just, yeah, you went places this past summer. Which I am happy for you though, because I feel like I'm sort of in the place you were like 2 or 3 years ago when I was trying to finish up stuff during COVID, but you were like making a lot of the next steps, like getting your car, being more financially independent, all that stuff. And I feel like I'm sort of in that spot where I'm in a bunch of transitionary stuff. And I think until that transitionary things are done, I don't think I'm ever going to really feel too comfortable doing like big trips or big travels until I have a good foundation under my feet. It's been difficult. I know it may sound selfish and silly when you, my children, are still living in a country consumed by war, but there is also a war going on here in England, a war against poverty, against injustice. This is war I intend to fight despite my advanced years. This is why I'm writing to you today.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
Let me see. Yeah, same. I'm glad. So let's see. That's valid. I know you still plan to get an apartment. Yeah, and that's like another like year or so, because I do just have these car payments. Granted, I am happy with the being able to put like admittedly $10,000 down on the car, so it's all significantly less to pay for. It's significantly less to pay for the luxury that car gives, and it's just it's awesome, but it is going to take some time. It's still, I believe the car is financed out to 72 months, so I still have a lot of years. But if I do find the chance where I want to do like double payments, or if I get close and finally see like, hey, I only have like $1,000 to $500 left, and if I just want to pay it off, get the title, and then not have to pay anything besides like the state property tax and insurance, I may do that. But again, it's playing it by ear. This is a whole fun world of a new subscription that I'm basically paying for, and I gotta be careful. So let's see, we got the letter, so we'll just talk to, I guess this would be the priest dude? Here.
It's locked, all right.
Huh. Oh. That guy's level 14. Shit. Quarantine. Maybe the other way? Was there another way we could go?
Protection against malevolence and trickery.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I definitely want to. I think the biggest thing is I just have to get over my fear of flying. Because it's like... Oh. Where's my beat 'em stick? Oh, yeah, you're mine. Have you ever been in a plane? When I was younger, and my family and I, we went to Disney World back in like the early 2000s, but since then I haven't been on a plane, and I haven't done any flying trips, just because, again, like, this is so irrational and this is so stupid, but like the 4 or 5 years ago, when they put out the Boeing 747 Maxes, and they were all having the like incidents of crashing, a lot of people sadly losing their lives. I'm like, I hate this. I never want to fly again. It's so bad.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
Let me see. Flying isn't so bad. For you, I think it would be best to just go as a group, just to get yourself used to it. Yeah. And here's another bad thing that comes from someone like me. Again, I had tried to do it where it's like, oh yeah, I want to try and go more with the flow, but I have control issues. And yeah, I it's hard because obviously I'm not the person flying the plane. I'm not the person in control of a massive like capsule thing that we're all in. So I have to give control of a situation and of my safety and autonomy to somebody else. And again, that's also hard because like right now I'm fully in control of every single thing that I do. I'm in control when I drive. I'm in control of so many things. But when you're in a plane, you have to trust that the pilot knows what they're doing and that they'll get you from A to B safely. And if it's a round trip, it's getting you from A to B and then from B to A. But, you know, it's a lot. My brain is a wonderful place. Should be studied.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
Do you ever go on public transport? Unless like the metro for DC counts, I do. But yeah, no, I don't usually take public transport because most people won't if they don't have to, because if you have a car, they'll do that. I think most people will take public transport like the metro if they have to go into DC or if it's close. With the metro, I haven't been in years, and frequently because it's the DMV, money's practically bleeding out of things. The metro is usually pretty well taken care of, especially after the couple of accidents that happened years ago, which were far more rare than plane accidents. And while there were still casualties, there were a lot smaller amount of casualties. But I'm okay on the metro. At most, you're probably spending 45 minutes on the metro. But with a plane, you're thousands of feet in the air. Hundreds of thousands, if not.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
You keep talking about accidents with public transport, but most accidents happen in cars, which is fair.
I understand.
Because, like, at the end of the day, you can be the safest driver that you want to be in the world, but at the end of the day, you can't control the idiotic nature of other people. And just because you're following the law, and like it could be the random thing, which I'm always fearful about, is someone rear-ending me pretty hard. But it's like, I mean, that's true. Just too much. My brain always thinks the worst.
But it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy, but the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Peaceful? That's quite an unusual way to speak about the epidemic. And very inappropriate, I must say.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Wait, hold on. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so if you're okay on the metro, like you're okay giving them control driving at A to B, theoretically you could do the same for planes. I was not mentally prepared to kind of have a philosophical conversation on this, but again, there is, in my mind, a lot less of a chance. Like, again, the metros are still going probably 45, 50 miles an hour, but I still feel like there's less of a thing of immediately like bad casualty for metros than an airplane. Like if an airplane goes down, you're dead. Let me see. Think it's time for a Jake in public. Wait, what is this? Think it's time for a change in public, Jake. Is your job having a little Halloween thing going on? Change in mood. No, my job doesn't do anything for Halloween. Since we all work remote, we don't do anything. But I am decorating my house tomorrow with some Halloween lights. I just went to Michael's and got some purple and orange lights because my neighborhood, like back in like from the 2000 to like 2015, people used to really do like all-out decorations, and when the pandemic hit, it kind of stopped. But we also had like a lot of new families move in, younger ones, older ones. So it's a mix. Like some houses will be decorated, some houses just nothing. But I'm decorating the house this year. I'm gonna try to just add some cheer to the neighborhood because goddamn, it needs it.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Oh wow, so we got stuff on her.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
You know, on the topic of just muses and art, granted, I want to tell everyone, by the way, I may debut this model before next year, but I am currently in the works. I had to stop, obviously, to do stream, but I am working on the next model that's going to replace the one in the corner here on Twitch and in the future for YouTube. So get ready for a heavy juxtaposition in models, but it's going to be a really good one. It's going to be a cool one. It'll probably be of the same, you know, detail and stuff, but no, God no. But it will be changing soon due to the recent brain rot that I'm in.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives, how she survives, whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles, and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious Camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to...
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
At least you're honest.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
Can't wait for our park photo shoot. We should do horror vibe pics, like Teens of the Wood from Stranger Things. I mean, we could. It depends on how late we would do it, because, oh, I mean, we have phones, but it's hard to tell with phones how that's going to do at dark. Obviously, we'll play it by ear. I know we haven't even set a date to actually do that photo shoot yet, but, you know, we'll get there. I am excited for it, though.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Wow.
I'll leave.
Okay.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me.
Horror bot pictures. I feel like I'd have to do like a night. What is that? Night vision, where it's like green. Makes me think of Outlast.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets
Splinter
a girl
Cell?
on the street
I actually
at
know
night.
nothing on Splinter Cell.
It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia.
Oh wow, she don't say nothing.
Camellia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Very well.
Wow. She is mute through and through. She won't say jack. That really is. It really is kind of that vibe of the voice act. They just couldn't get like another sort of original voice actor to voice her, so they're like, we're just gonna make her a mute. So I want to see, since we've been going through and we've been talking to a bunch of people. Wow, okay. So, he's got fatigue, cold, bronchitis, migraine. Well, we don't have some of these more advanced ones, but we could try to at least get Clayton Darby's fatigue cleared up. Oh, shit, and we could get this. Nice. Zip. There we go. Shh, it's fine. It's fine. See, it says keep out we don't want to keep out of going outside though. I can't do puns today. Oh my god. It's alright, I'm a doctor, exactly. It's like how when I was a kid, I thought like police officers always had the excuse to just like zip through stoplights and all that. So where the frick did he go?
Soon the time will come when you will all be.
Where did he go? Clayton.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
Why does it just keep out on the inside of the door? That's I know, they probably just like same door, just flip it.
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Am I gonna make a Twitter account for my PNG tuber? Probably not. Like I like the like Sona that will be my PNG tuber, but I don't think so. It's already hard enough to manage doing Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. And I don't really do Twitter anymore. I post here and there, kind of like a background thing, but for the most part, I kind of just conglomerate everything. In England, they have it on the inside rather than the outside. Oh my god. I don't get the driving part of it though. Is that just due to the opposites of the roads and steering wheels?
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
It's fucking 3 a.m. in the morning, Doctor. Probably is, considering Jonathan's technically doing all of this at night. You can't be out in the sunlight. Just let me raid his house real fast.
It's locked, all right.
Oh. Excuse me, sorry.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She
Look at my bowler hat. Yeah!
Are you not worried for her safety?
Bowler hats are the true hats. People that are like rocking fedoras and pissed off that people don't rock fedoras anymore. No, bowler hats, bitch.
She's as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Damn, spitting facts, Darius.
Tell me...
I do...
Let me see. Okay.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area. Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Damn.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but... Thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
That's depressing.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Goodbye.
Okay. Oh, well, we're here. Raid everything.
Give me a drink! Razvan? Can you hear my voice? I need help!
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Don't question me, nurse. I need a drain. Now.
Yes, Doctor.
I hate the sounds.
He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you alright, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Ugh.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor.
Oh, there's so much blood. Ugh.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Yes, I know. You are true to your reputation, Dr. Reed. Dedicated and precise. No one could have done more.
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
Blood! I guess this is where...
You're here to test my bedside manners.
It's locked.
To what do I owe this courtesy?
She gonna sass me?
I suspect it was more than intuition alone.
This takes me
that
back
led
to my
us.
ER days. Ooh.
So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
No. Your place is here. Jailing you would be an even greater crime. So, here is my proposition. I'll look the other way on your little enterprise. In exchange, you will resign from the Pembroke Hospital and provide me with medical supplies when the need arises.
Dr. Reed! That sounds like a business proposition. My accomplice, then?
No, just a privileged client. My research may require the occasional rare piece of equipment or ingredient.
God, Jonathan's
I'll pay
tall.
good coin in exchange, fair and honest, to help finance your noble endeavors.
We have ourselves a deal, Doctor. Good customers are always welcome.
Yes, Nurse Crane. We have a deal.
Whoa. Mesmerize level went up. I don't care to get that hint. If anyone wonders, all you do is you kind of put her in a place where she'd leave Whitechapel, which... Oh my goodness.
This one stinks already. Stupid beast! It's a killer!
Did you guys just murder all of them?
Burn it, boys!
Ugh. Shut up. Die! I guess you'd get blood back. Door's been unlocked. Too bad there's no fast travel in this game, but luckily for the most part, like, this game's not terribly massive. So, most of the time you can get away with just running around. By the way, I remember this part of the game. You guys ready to see something trippy? I remember this always used to freak me the fuck out when I played this the first time.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill it, boy!
Ooh, that's a lot of boys. All the ads. Now just you.
Burn it, boys!
Yo, get off my back. Good fire. Surprisingly, I can't take anything off of them, but whatever. Gosh. Level 18. A whole 9 levels higher than me. Jesus. I guess the creepy part doesn't happen yet. Whoops, we don't need to go up into here. Go down. Lady Ashbury is like over here. What's up? Well.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Hiding your true appetites behind a facade of compassion. Bravo. Very clever indeed.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
So in the end, the accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself
Taking the
for
whole
many
doctor
decades.
oath of doing no
to say
harm
I'm
seriously by
trifling
killing all those guys.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
I must confess I have not put an end to the blackmail, my lady. Unfortunately, I could not bring myself to do it.
I'm so disappointed in you, Jonathan. I didn't expect this from you.
Lady Ashbury, you yourself admitted how ridiculous the sum of money was. I can assure you it was all used for charitable ends.
Well, you are full of surprises, aren't you, Jonathan? All right, say I trust you, but you will still pay the ransom. That is only fair. After all, it was you who failed to bring this problem to a satisfactory conclusion.
I believe I could agree to that.
And since a lady always keeps her promises, I will now answer any questions you may have.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
She doesn't look 27. I think the hair doesn't help. maybe that's just me.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter skull.
What type of vampire is a skull?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, skulls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
Excuse my forwardness, but are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
Okay, touche.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
That's fair.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
So it's not biting, it's drinking the blood.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am.
Scrape and lick.
We
No!
are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Hi, Eno. How you doing?
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel to let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
I've been away from London and England for 3
well, at
years.
least you're full of food.
This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain, more than likely it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
Lovely.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society. And like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady.
I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Ah, okay, so this will probably give us the second tier of curatives that we can make for people. Cold, bronchitis, and pneumonia. Okay. So
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
Okay. So let's see. So he has a headache. Okay, so we need one for bronchitis, cold, migraine we don't have. Okay, hold on. Yeah, so these are all heart icons. These are all lungs. So we don't have anything for the ones that are brains, which sucks, but we'll get them in probably another like night or so. So let's just see. So what we can cure we can't cure Oswald. But we can cure Richard and we can cure Darius. The only one we can't do is Palmer. Okay. So let's get one for bronchitis, one for cold, and we'll go back to Whitechapel and cure them. So, one for bronchitis, one for cold. Let's go. This gets really hard when you have all 4 districts, because you gotta go like place to place to place to place. It gets to be a lot, but that's why it's like, yeah, you'll be stronger if you do, if you just start like basically eating people. but it's also more gratifying because you'll get the best ending because you saved London. Okay. Oh, we never talked to that lady. I'll have to talk to her. See what's up with her. Darius.
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed.
Let's see.
Yes?
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor? It must be my lucky day.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Okay. Next one is going to be Richard. And he's all the way over by the church. So we actually gotta go. Why is Whitechapel so confusing? Church.
Joe, please, I don't have your money. Come on, Barrett, you won't get you.
Let's talk to this lady.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Oh my god. Wow. Ma'am, you are forward. Okay. At least she knows what she wants. Holy shit.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Ew.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly, but it is not your concern, Doctor.
What do you know about...
That woman is...
Okay, let's see.
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
She has a treatment for fatigue.
I will see you. Goodbye.
Treatment for fatigue. That's just a normal heart one, so let's get that. You know what? Fuck it. Since I'm here,
I'm cheap and I'm clean, I promise.
cheap and clean. I doubt it. Let's make a. I think we have enough still to make a fatigue one that we can give her. Let me see. You two shut up. But you guys probably are right. She probably is riddled with like all sorts of infections. Infections, STDs. What?
Good evening.
Change.
Do you need any assistance, Miss?
It...
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you.
Good. Good evening, Mr. Nithercott.
And good evening.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
Nah, as someone who's gotten sick twice this past summer, and one of those sicknesses led to a lung infection that I had to be on steroids that made me chug water like a frickin', basically, like, I guess the best thing I'd say is, like, I spent, 5 days in the desert straight with no water. Yeah, it sucked. I think when you're a kid and you have to go to school and stuff, I think when you're a kid and you have to go to school, it's like always so cool because you kind of just tough it out and stay at home. But it's like being an adult and being sick and, you know, having to miss work, using a sick day, all that stuff. It's not fun. I hate being sick. And the sickness that I got hit with when I had the lung infection sucked because my entire body hurt. But the first one that I got was like so bad because I was just cold all the time. I was fatigued. I felt like I didn't get any sleep. It was awful. Awful. Okay, so just to make sure, there's literally nothing we can do because his is the brain one. I was down with the sickness. Hardcore. Okay. So we gotta talk to Edgar. Oh, there you are, Edgar. God.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here, but it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
And why not? What did Stoker say about the...
Surely you're joking.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to...
I like fucking with him, sorry.
I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Just want to see. Sometimes new stuff pops up in here and I never like to leave it to chance. Can't go out there, that's right. How long have we been going for? We've been going for an hour and 54. Not the boar worms. Not the boar worms. Oh god. Well, I guess since we're at 2 hours, I don't really want to go anymore. And when we reach Stonebridge Cemetery, that kind of does start.
I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
I think since the next, basically we're going to go into the next chapter, so to speak. So I don't want to do that yet, especially because it's going to be probably like another hour-long thing. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to stop here for the night, and I'm going to have a snack, and I think just chill. But I won't be streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow's just going to be purely relaxing day, doing art and working on my new streaming and YouTube model. So I won't be around tomorrow. So I'm thinking we probably are going to do the next Vampyr stream. It's going to be a big snack or a small snack? It'll be, I don't know. I have to see what I got in my house still. Probably like I snack on some pepperonis. That's probably what I'll have. But yeah, so I'm gonna stream next time, Friday, this coming week, and if I feel up to it, I'll do Saturday as well. So yeah, but I will get real food. Don't worry. But yes, you all have a fantastic night. Feel free for any of my friends. You can obviously still message me after. And I will see you all next weekend for the next episode of Vampyr. See you guys later.